holidays can be stressful for your pets, not just for we humans. John Falgout with us this morning, Beaumont West Animal Care. Talk a little bit about some things that you might be concerned with. We like to call the segment You and Your Pet. Morning, sir.
Good morning, Dan.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good to see you.
Excellent to see you.
You know, one of the things that immediately, we were having this discussion here this morning about, is it okay to feed your dog the leftovers from the holiday table? Somebody was saying, oh, I had all that left over from the turkey carcass. I just threw it in the backyard. And I'm thinking, I'm not sure that's a great idea, is it?
You know, it's not a great idea, and we all seem to do it to some extent or another.
Sure.
I mean, if you give them it's moderation with everything. But I will tell you that that's where we get into a lot of different problems with our pets is just handing them too much turkey, handing them, never give the bone. I don't care what bone it is. There's not a good type of bone to give. And even the scraps that are left over, their digestive system is not quite prepped for that. Throughout the year, they're eating they're eating dog food.
Right.
And when they get this, they're going to get some GI problems. We see it every year.
Now, when you say no, bro, to me, that always, when you say that, every time I kind of go, well, then why have we always been seeing the theory of the dog burying the bone or, and yet I hear you and other vets go, no, never give a dog a bone.
Because they love them. They love them. That's why you see pictures of dogs with them. And the biggest thing about the bones is that you might get, because I had that same argument from people all the time, and not an argument, we just have the discussion of, I've given my dog 1,000 bones, and why can't I do this? Well, it's not going to be that first bone or the second one, but one of them eventually will get stuck. It'll get lodged somewhere, and we do have to go in surgically to take those out, and that happens frequently. So it's not the first or second, but somewhere along the line, it's eventually going to hang up in that GI tract somewhere.
All right.
And they splinter and they get, they're going to get caught.
Now, I'm always curious, too, when we get this time of the year, because people put the trees up and all the decorations. Cats, of course, dangly items. Oh, yeah. How many problems do you have as a result of that?
We get quite a few problems from the holidays, and the Christmas tree is one of the big ones. And because of just what you mentioned, all those things that are hanging, that are just so tempting for our pets to play with.
Right.
It's a Christmas tree to us. To them, it's a toy, and so they want to go up there and they'll swallow it, ingest it. And again, we've had them swallow the ornaments, the tinsel, which will get hung up in their GI tract. But all those things are just too tempting for them, so you're going to have to be real creative, and there's different ways to put your tree up so that you can make it pet safe for them.
Right. So I guess kind of get you an idea how high off the ground you need it to be.
You're going to have them
like
and have them gated where they can't get to them, but it's just it's a challenge in a lot of cases. The dogs, you can just put the gate up. The cats, it's a bigger problem because they're going to find a way.
All right, I want to talk to you in the time that we have this morning a little bit about cold weather, because I heard this the other day and I guess I'd forgotten about it, but there was a time when cats, you don't even like to think about it, but they did. They would get into cars and they would become a problem. They'd get up into the, the engine and that sort of thing. Does that still happen, or is that less of a problem today?
No, they still do. They do
really?
It all. We've already seen it happen this year. So, and this cat was very fortunate and had minor injuries, but a lot of times they're not so fortunate. What they do is they're seeking out warmth,
right?
And so they're going to seek out whatever heat. You stop your car when you come home from work. They feel that heat. They climb up into the engine and they just sleep there overnight. And that's the warmest place. They don't even want to move. So in the morning, the best thing to do is, and your neighbors may think you're crazy, but just go pound on your hood a little bit. If you've got stray cats, if you have your own cats outside, pound on that hood to wake them up and make sure they get out of there before you crank that engine, because as soon as you do, that's when the problem.
So slamming the door is not going to be enough? Is that what you're telling me?
The door may help, but so many times that's not enough, because that's when we see that people get in the car, slam the door, start the engine, and it's not enough.
All right, Dr. John Falgout, talking about you and your pet. Of course, John usually joins us at least once a month to talk about that. He'll take some of your questions as well. You can always catch up with him at Beaumont Animal West as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.